Although flawed, Gust's first Fairy Tail game gave me a lot of faith in their anime games thanks to how fun it made this series I was discovering for the first time. At that time, they took the best of Gust's crafting and gathering mechanics, but over time Gust has improved in adventure, and plenty of shades of that can be seen in the second Fairy Tail game. It picks up all of Gust's best new moves, improving their anime models, landscapes taking the detail they've learned from their newer games minus the quality slips of the first, with all the main characters present, accounted for, and looking beautiful, ready to continue the Fairy Tail story in game form and in style. It's a Gust game that can get fans of their games into Fairy Tail, and a gift of a JRPG for those who already know it, especially if you're coming from the first one, and proves that everything Gust has learned from their increasingly cinematic games can make this already exciting story as cinematic and dynamic as it should be in this game. Fairy Tail 2 continues the story pretty much where the first game leaves off in terms of arcs, moving into the Alvarez Empire arc that puts the world of Fairy Tail in the middle of war. This means going up against Nemesis Zareth and his protectors the Spriggan 12, a colorful group of enemies bent on stopping Fairy Tail from winning, and the powerful black dragon Archnologia that together make there plenty for the Fairy Tail crew to go up against. It's with this Natsu and the memorable group of characters continue their story with epic battles mixed with light-hearted moments along the way as the war continues to grow their friendship, all with the reward of new exclusive Fairy Tail story waiting at the end for fans who want to see all the new and reimagined Fairy Tail moments that this version has to offer. The first Fairy Tail game was full of fun exploration that took healthy inspiration from Gust's other titles, and this theme continues in this entry, but with ideas from newer Gust games mixed in instead, meaning more active combat, a world sprinkled with secrets to find, and the visual lessons they've learned from their most recent successes to bring the quality exactly to where it should be. The first thing I noticed when trying Fairy Tail 2 was its streamlined combat, replacing the Lost One's turn-based system with an ATB one, with skill menus replaced with shortcuts to make choosing actions a quicker process, keeping the flow of battle constant as you dish out cool anime attacks. Fans of more recent Gust titles will pick this up no problem, and as a self-proclaimed Gust fiend, I found it easy to pick up right away, and I enjoyed switching between characters to do the usual taking advantage of types and weaknesses, but with shiny new specials unlocked with a faster and better fairy gauge with a large variety of characters that reward you both for your knowledge of the series and how you manage to develop throughout the story, and its simple skill tree makes the RPG side comfy to play. Adding to its shiny new feel is how dense the field is with things to do in a way that's appealing to Fairy Tail fans and fans of explorable worlds. For series fans, the Kingdom of Fioria is linked up and explorable on a seamless map that means you can run from one town to another without dealing with any load screens. I personally don't know how the towns are supposed to link up, so it mostly just felt like one big large world with lots of different landscapes to me, but it is cool to see landmarks that pop up on the map add beauty or lore without pause that are great to marvel at or play with in photo mode. So what I lacked in Fairy Tail knowledge was fixed by how fun the world is to be in, that resulted in plenty of exciting treasure and boss hunting. JRPG fans who know Fairy Tail or are curious about trying this game version can feel excited knowing there's a ton to do in this world, even if it's in a different way to the first one. The first Gust Fairy Tail was based more in the questing and crafting side of Gust games, but this sequel dives more into adventure, taking dense RPG world features inspired by Fairy Tail and fitting them into this vast world. There are boss kings to fight that unlock more of the map, and once you're done with those, or without if you're going map free, there's plenty of hidden treasure, lore, and clues to run into if you're looking for a reason to run around, with things becoming even more seamless if you get leveled enough to one-hit enemies too. On top of that, if you want to get really powerful, there are different colored crystals to find that correspond with different characters to help them get stronger moves, and camping spots unlock fast travel and story events if you want a minute to unwind and take in some fun mini episodes. All these things make the world barely have a dull moment, and I caught myself in its loop running around for hours at a time more than once, with the combination of good battles, seamless exploration, and getting rewarded with Fairy Tail lore, making this both feel like a great sequel to Gust's first Fairy Tail game and another charmingly fun Gust game appropriate for this world and characters. It made me leave again with a fun experience and wanting to watch the anime as I enjoyed my time exploring in this interesting and lore-rich world that proves itself a great choice for the JRPG formula once again. My knowledge of the Fairy Tail series is still purely from these games, with naturally my knowledge from the first helping me sink into this new entry without much trouble. The sequel is still good at explaining things as necessary though, and its terminology checking feature and database are determined to let anyone without knowledge from the last game or the show be able to feel comfortable in this world, meaning anyone can probably manage to jump in with an open mind, helped greatly by how fun the characters are themselves and plenty of flashy visuals that are a good distraction from any reason why these characters are unlocking their final forms during big battles and cool moments. And it's easy to get lost in the story and its flow, as the change in its game flow makes it easy to feel like you're playing one larger and slowly unfolding larger arc that keeps the story focused. With the quest system removed, the story flows together as you visit the next main quest point on the map, and each chapter plays out like an anime episode in terms of length. You can almost control the pacing too, as if you need a break, every area has all the little treasure hunting and battling you can need, along with the camp events that make it play out as quickly or as slowly as you'd like. I did still feel a little like the ending came slightly suddenly in my 29 hours with it, but also wonder if it felt sudden as I got so lost exploring my surroundings instead of focusing as hard as I maybe should have on its final story events. But I was having a lot of fun in its new improved world that manages a huge group of characters better by either giving them models or quick photos and flashbacks rather than off-screen ones like in the first. Landscapes have learned from Gust's more recent games that make them feel more lush, and I even came to like the camera control feature in cutscenes that lets you roll the camera around to see the faces of all the crew react that I maybe wouldn't like in every game, but did also kind of make sense for a group as big as this one. Altogether, the sequel does feel like an upgrade to the first as it should, making exploring this part of the series hit new levels of fun in this entry and refresh my curiosity for its anime and Hiro Mashima's works all over again. And the cherry on top is that once you're done, there's a fairly meaty post-game to look forward to that can reward you for your efforts in its greater world and love of the series kindly. There's a multi-chapter extra story to enjoy that promises all new Fairy Tail content, and for the JRPG fan, new spots to the map to enjoy while the story lets you see new sides of each character. I spent a little time with this at the end, but like the first game, left the experience satisfied and feeling like I wanted to experience more of the anime before playing more, but the bits I did see were lighthearted and fun, and from the main game I can already tell I'd likely enjoy another arc with this fun group. I should stress I did explore quite a bit during my main game playthrough though, and probably got all my post-game energy out then, so if you fly through the story, and maybe you should, you might have more energy for this kind of thing then. Either way, I won't regret having it in my collection, as I know both these Fairy Tail games offer a fair bit of fun if I ever binge my way through the show like I want to. It's with this new entry I can now say both these Fairy Tail games are a great way to enjoy the series in game form, with this sequel version fixing any of the difficulty and quality issues the first one might have. If you want to experience the Fairy Tail story in order, you'll need to play the first one too, but for the anime game fan that should be no problem, as these Fairy Tail games continue to be a great way to play through the series. Fairy Tail 2 is more than just an anime RPG, bringing in the exploration and depth of fun modern JRPG experiences to make it stand out among other series made into games. For the Fairy Tail fan, the ability to run around in the Kingdom of Fiore makes it a great way to explore the world of the series, and for JRPG fans, fighting boss kings and finding collectibles brings the fun as it marries the two and all its charming characters to make for a genuinely great game. It's not too long, so it's good for a bit of end-of-year fun, and if you're like me and love getting introduced to new anime through games, it couldn't fit the bill better if it tried. It has me excited to binge the anime, keen as ever to play more Gust games, and to have this great world to explore in my collection for when I want to see more of this deep and story-filled fantasy world that manages to shine in whatever form it's in. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you tried Fairy Tail 2, and if you have, what did you think of it? You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on X, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below. Thank you to Koei Tecmo for the code, and until next time, thank you, bye!